Hey Raider Nation, take a deep breath with me for a few seconds, because what's happening in Las Vegas this season is heavier than it looks at first glance. This isn't just about losing games. It's not only about ugly numbers or another frustrating record. It's about that strange feeling of walking into a season full of expectations, seeing major changes at key positions, buying into familiar names, and then realizing week after week that this team just isn't competing. And the most unsettling part is this. While the stats try to dress things up, the tape tells a completely different story. Today I'm going to talk about two situations that go way beyond what shows up in the box score. We're talking behind-the-scenes stuff, internal tension, and decisions that could shape this franchise for years to come. And the worst part is that one of those decisions might already be happening right now, far away from the spotlight. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because today's video is heavy, it's necessary, and it's going to spark a lot of debate across Raider Nation. The reality is harsh, and there's no sugarcoating it. The 2025 Las Vegas Raiders season is already being talked about as one of the most disappointing in recent memory. In a franchise defined by extremes, legendary eras, city changes, painful collapses, and broken promises, we may have never seen a team this flat. Outside of two isolated wins, what we've watched has been a straight-up no-show. A team that rarely imposed its will, that often looked beaten before the final whistle. That weighs on the building, no doubt, but nobody feels it more than Raider Nation. A fan base that survives decades, relocations, and heartbreak without ever walking away, yet keeps getting very little in return on Sundays. Coming into this season, the front office promised change, especially at linebacker. One of the biggest bets was Devin White, a proven name, a champion, with direct ties to general manager John Spytek. The vision was simple: new environment, new system, and the hope that under defensive coordinator Patrick Graham, White could rediscover the player he once was. And this is where things start to get uncomfortable. On paper, Devin White shows up as one of the team's top producers. He cleared the 140 tackle mark, something only a handful of players in Raiders history have done. There were even insiders floating his name as a potential comeback player of the year, hyping the raw stats, and putting him in rare company within the franchise. But anyone watching this team week in and week out knows football isn't just about numbers. The eye test matters, and it matters a lot. And when you really look closely, the story changes fast. Despite the tackles, Devin White hasn't played well for most of the season. Missed reads, blown gaps, late coverage drops, and poor positioning have cost this defense dearly. As one respected league analyst once said, tackles are one of the most misleading stats in football. A lot of the time, you're making the tackle because you messed up earlier in the play. That frustration boiled over against the Philadelphia Eagles, when Max Crosby, the heartbeat of this defense, was caught yelling at White after a touchdown was given up. That wasn't just emotion in the moment. That was a window into a stressed locker room and a defense that doesn't fully trust its own parts. And when we shift from defense to offense, things don't get any better, especially at the most important position in the sport, quarterback. The Raiders, Jets, and Vikings are already being mentioned as teams expected to be aggressively hunting for a new quarterback in 2026. In Las Vegas, the move for Geno Smith was a clear attempt to stabilize a position that was a disaster in 2025. The idea was straightforward: bring in a veteran who could manage games, cut down on mistakes, and give the offense some structure. That didn't happen. Geno didn't deliver, the offense stalled, and his future in silver and black is, at best, uncertain. In that context, a big name has started to circulate around league circles: Kyler Murray. According to reporters like Jeremy Fowler and Adam Schefter, the expectation is that Murray and the Arizona Cardinals are headed for a split in 2026. Injured, done for the season, and already facing the possibility of losing his job even before the injury, the former number 1 overall pick looks like his days in the desert are numbered. The contract is massive, north of $200 million, but the structure allows flexibility, with no major guarantees after next season. That's what opened the door to speculation involving the Raiders, Jets, and Vikings. This is where fans need to slow down and think clearly. Trading for Kyler Murray would be a shortcut, a classic move from a team that believes it's one piece away. And let's be real, the Raiders are not there. This roster needs a foundation, an identity, and a real long-term plan. Giving up draft capital and taking on a huge contract for a quarterback coming off an injury and inconsistent seasons doesn't look like the smartest move for a franchise that needs a true rebuild. In Minnesota, it makes more sense with a more complete roster and the option to let Murray compete with J.J. McCarthy. In Las Vegas, the most logical path still looks like the draft. Invest in a young quarterback and grow with him, even if it takes patience. The scariest part of all this isn't making a mistake. It's making a mistake while convincing yourself you're still competing. A lot is happening at once in Las Vegas, and all of it points to the Raiders being at one of the most defining moments in franchise history. The choices made right now will echo for years. How the front office handles players like Devin White, how it separates empty stats from real performance, and most importantly, who it chooses to lead the offense in the future will determine whether this team finally turns the page or stays stuck in this cycle of frustration. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these decisions has bothered you the most so far? Do you still believe this group can turn it around? Or does it feel like it's time to stop forcing it and fully embrace a rebuild? No shortcuts and no illusions? These are the conversations that shape the future of the franchise. So drop your thoughts below. I read them all. And if this content speaks for Raider Nation, support the channel. Hit like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's show the NFL how strong this fan base really is. Just win, baby.